Alright boys, welcome back to another video here over on the channel. Now this video is probably going to be a little bit different than my regular videos because today we're going to be taking a look at the Dragon Ball Legends Reddit because apparently they cooked me. So I made a tweet a couple days ago, well yesterday actually, talking about why Power Battle is one of the worst modes in the game. I think that it should never come back, and a lot of people attribute Zenkais to making a 3-man team meta, where you make 3 units be the main units on your team, then you have Zenkai benches to buff them or a bench or whatever. And people seem to think that Zenkais are what started the whole 3-man team meta. But if you look back in Dragon Ball Legends history, that's not really the case. And I said that all they have to do is add a regular PvP option, all they have to do is add a rematch option to regular PvP, and then that's fine. I'm sorry for stumbling on my words there. But I made this tweet. A lot of people seem to agree with me over on Twitter. However, you know that Reddit always has the worst takes ever. You know, like if you're not a BR50 like most of Reddit, then you're definitely not gonna be on their side. So somebody made this Twitter post saying that, do y'all agree with ZVG? Now obviously nobody really agreed with me. So if you go down here and look in the comments, you see that ZVG is the most ignorant creator ever. Zenkai did indeed create the concept of 3-man teams. Before Zenkais, the main aim was to fill a color wheel, which at the time they could use 5 slots, no tag or dual color units before Zenkai, right? And yeah, people are agreeing with the fact that Zenkais did create the 3-man team, and that Zenkais are the reason why people run through units and then they Zenkai buff them, and that back in the day before Zenkais came out, it was all about filling a color wheel with 5 units, right? Then Dark Knight says, DBG speaking like he literally didn't play during the era he's talking about. Before Zenkais, you ran 5 vulnerable characters to fill a color wheel and an HP bench. He's being flat out ignorant. If the game is a fun for him, that's fine. I personally adore it, but it shouldn't have replaced regular PvP for people who want to play that instead. All I'm saying is if Pride mode was the status quo and they released a new mode that is like normal PvP, people would say that the new game mode is complete trash and makes running 3 good characters and a bunch of supports too prominent. Okay. Alright, now I do disagree with this take. But this guy wasn't really like as aggressive as this guy up here, but I still disagree with the fact that before Zenkais, all it was in the game is just running 5 units with different colors, and then you're good to go, which I'll break down in a couple minutes here, or seconds actually. If you go down again, this guy's talking about Mono Purple and Goku and Frieza with the LOE bench and all that stuff, and yeah, people are just on the notion that Zenkais created this whole meta, and Zenkais are the reason why this and that, Mono Purple, all this, all that. I just don't agree with that, right? And then this guy, Empty Bluebird, is saying that as of the new mode, now you have to not face the broken unit for fucking 10 times in a row, and even he got a broken unit, your other 5 need to be strong too. As they were free to play, I love this mode. Now this take is crazy to me, because Proud mode is a whale mode. Proud mode is the epitome of a whale mode. You wanna know why? Because whales are gonna have access to more teams, and there's only a few selection of teams in the game that have 6 top tier units. This game isn't built around 6 units. They don't drop enough units for there to be a good 6-man team. Not only that too, but one important thing that people aren't talking about are HP benches. HP benches are critical in this game because you want to obviously live longer, right? However, only movies and hybrids from my memory have a usable HP bench, and that's Pan. Most teams don't have a usable HP bench because HP benches came out years ago, and they either haven't gotten Zenkais or their Zenkais are mid. So most teams don't really have a good or usable HP bench. Not only that too, but some teams don't get buffed as much as others, which is the way the game is. So some teams are going to have 6 units while some won't, and they're going to have to run trash units that came out a year or 2 before to really make up for that, and then that's just going to make you lose against the teams that do have 6 top tier units that have gotten a lot of buffs and a lot of support from the development team. Case in point, if you're a Vegeta Clan main, you're screwed, right? If you go up against androids, you're going to get washed because Vegeta Clan doesn't really have 6 top tier units. All you have to do is Boo Bros, and like it's just with Tag Force that came out 2-3 years ago, it's just not a good look. I think that they don't buff teams enough, and they don't drop enough top tier units for the game to be ran on 6 units. Now, with that said though, let me go ahead and break down why Zenkais did not, in fact, start the 3-man team meta. So over my stream, Twitch, follow me, I stream almost every single day. I made a Google document right here about top tier 3-man teams before Zenkais came out and top tier color wheel teams before Zenkais came out. So Zenkais came out at the end of 2019 and they primarily became popular during 2020 when they got reduced to like 7k CC. Zenkai stuff 28k. So if we take a look at 2018 here, we had a lot of 3-man top tier teams. We had GGY Saiyans with Green Bardock, IT Goku, and Yellow Super Vegeta. We had OG Hybrids with Purple Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, Green Goten, and Yellow Trunks. And we also had the infamous Holy Trinity with Bardock, Gogeta, and Super Saiyan Broly. Now it's funny that Reddit said that Zenkai is also the concept of 3-man teams. One of the most infamous teams in Legends history. People said that broke the game is a 3-man team. And for some reason, people just forgot that. And even before that, we had the OG Hybrids that nerf sidestep. Because if you guys didn't know, back when OG Hybrids was top tier, there's a whole sidestep should be in the game or not, this and that. And the devs actually patched sidestep because it used to be way more broken than what it is now. And even before that, we had Green Bardock, who was like the first level of like big power kick because he had the highest HP in the game, the most stats in the game, and he had a 10-second lock-in. The first lock-in character was actually Green Bardock. He was broken. IT Goku, y'all know his blue card counters everything, and then Vegeta was top tier back in the day, right? I will say though, in 2018, there was a 4-man team, which was Android with Purple 17, Yellow 18, Red Cell, and Green 16. So there was a 4-man team that was top tier back in 2018. However, as you can see up here, most of the top tier teams back then were 3-man teams. I'm not gonna count when the game first came out, and we didn't have any banners. It was just like the first 5 of Pikkon, Pen, Goku, Vegeta, and Piccolo, because obviously it's all you have, 5 units. People didn't really know how to play the game back then, so obviously that would be a full colorable team. However, as the year progressed in 2018, you will slowly see that the game did become a 3-man team game, right? Now, let me just say this first though. You could run other options on the team. However, we're not talking about options here. We're talking about what's the best possible team to run at this moment. And these were the teams that were the best in the game, right? Like you obviously had other options you could put on the bench. However, there was no reason to ever deviate from this 3-man comp because it was just the best in the game. It had the most synergy and it just made the most sense. So, like I said, 2018, Holy Trinity, infamous 3-man team, OG Hybrids, GGY Saiyans, and then 2018 had Androids as a 4-man or like a 5-man team, right? Now we're going to 2019. This is where the 3-man team meta really started to evolve, right? So we had a Future banner dropped. There was Red Zamasu, Yellow Cell, Green Mai, Yellow Future Gohan, and Blue Super Saiyan Trunks, right? However, the best 3 were definitely Red Zamasu for endurance, Green Mai for support, and Yellow Cell because he was the best damage dealer on that team. So if you wanted to run Future, you would just run these 3 ones because it would make no sense for you to deviate and run Yellow Future Gohan over Yellow Cell because it doesn't make any sense. And Blue Trunks, you could put him on the team, but you were already bringing him into a lot of matchups because you were just rocking the best team in the game at the time. That's like me saying that, oh, you can run Final Flash on Saiyans right now because he's a red option, but he's not, a core member of the team, right? It's the same thing with this. I think people are confusing options versus core units. Final Flash is an option for Saiyans right now, but would you actually run him over the core 3 of Goku, Goku Bardock, and either USB Goku or like Pikkon and Gogeta? No, you wouldn't. But Final Flash is an option, right? He's the red, right? You see how it doesn't really add up? I think that's the disconnect that people have with looking at the game back in the day. They say, oh yeah, I could have ran this unit, this and that, but were they really core? Were they really the best version of the team? No. Next up, another infamous team, OG Sun Family with FSK, Purple Goten, and the Super Saiyan Gohan. Yes, there was Daku there, but there was never really any reason to bring Daku into a match because he really wasn't going to do anything. He was the weakest of the 4 back in the day. And if you're running any other combination and you're into a mirror match, you're pretty much just gonna lose, honestly. Like you wanted Goten to support both Gohans, and then both Gohans had ultimates, and it was just a synergistic team with these 3. Next up, we had first Annie. We had a 3-man fusion team with Red Vegito, Super Saiyan Gogeta, and purple SV. You could run yellow Gotenks back then, but if you were in a future mirror, you would just pretty much run Red Vegito, because he had a lock-in. He had, you know, the crazy Z ability for Vegitos, and then Blue Gogeta was on the top 2 units in the game back then. So Gotenks was an option, but like I put down here, it was kind of like a 4-man team, but it was primarily a 3-man team, because I think that Gotenks was just not really as good as the Gogeta. So, but if you want to put it as a 4-man team, that's cool. I put it as a 4-man team here for 2019, so I don't want to hear any future mains in the comments talking about, oh, ZVG, Gotenks was top tier. I put him here for y'all. Other than that, though, in the first anniversary, we also had 3-man Gaki, EX Whis, Purple Vegeta, and Blue Goku. Right? I don't think anybody can debate with that. Then after Annie ended, we had Namegoku, Yellow Hit, and Full Power Frieza. That was the only team that he could be used on. I think everybody remembers back then when he was broken. He was like one of the top 10 units in the game. This was the only team you could rock him on because his ability was, I think, yellow and blue, I think. So he didn't have any teams, but luckily for him, Namegoku and Full Power Frieza came out around his time, so he had those units to work on a team with, right? After that, we had 3-man movies. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people remember this team, bro. Purple Bojack, Super Saiyan Gohan, and Blue Vegeta. Like, this is another infamous team in Legends history, and this was before Zenkais came out. So as you can see, before Zenkais came out, we already have 2 infamously broken teams already that were 3-man teams that were dominant in the game, right? So already this take doesn't really work. Zenkais didn't create the concept of 3-man teams. I just think that Zenkais probably enhanced it, which if you said that, then I would agree with you, but they didn't create the concept of 3-man teams back then. This game was never about 5 or 6 units, honestly. After that, we had 3-man GT with Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and Super Baby 2. I think we can all agree on that because that was like a whole celebration right there. So yeah. Then in 2019, we had 5-man LOE with Red Frieza, Green Golden Frieza, Purple Cooler, Full Power Frieza, and Blue Cooler. That was a pretty good 5-man team back in the day. We also had 4-man Gaki with the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, Red Rose, and either Purple Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, or Blue Super Saiyan Goku. So you could put this as like a 4-man team right there, depending on the matchup. So I'll give it that. But as you can see, for top tier teams, the 3-man teams greatly outweigh the 4-man teams, right? 9-4. So did Zenkais create the concept or popularize 3-man teams? I really wouldn't say that, because we are seeing 2 teams here that were out before Zenkais. Even if I go into 2020, in 2020, the VB, the 2nd anniversary, one of the most infamous anniversaries ever, one of the most infamous units for Legends, it was a 3-man team. The 3-man future team, or even the 3-man fusion, or the 2-man fusion team, with VB and Kefla by themselves run the show, you know? And then the future had VB, Merzamasu, and Trunks. So it's like, even back then, the concept of 3-man teams were a thing. So I think that Zenkais didn't really change the way how the game is meant to be played, because even back then, the game, they rarely ever make or buff enough teams for them to have 5 or 6 units, in my opinion. Right now, if you say that Zenkais enhanced it, that's sure, I'll give it that. But did Zenkais create the concept of 3-man teams or whatever? I don't think so. And I think that Prod Battle just isn't a good mode because it heavily benefits whales, and it heavily benefits teams that get buffs a lot and teams that don't get buffs a lot, right? So it's just like most teams don't have 6 units that are good enough to really compete, and you can even see that in the mode itself, because a lot of people don't have equipment. A lot of these units, they're rocking terrible equipments, they're rocking terrible benches, they don't really have enough units for it, and it's just like, it just really isn't a good mode. I think if anything, they should just add a rematch option to regular PvP, and then everything will just be alright, you know what I'm saying? But let me know what you guys think of this down below in the comments. Do y'all agree with Reddit that Zenkais created the concept of 3-man teams, that Prod Battle is a good mode and all this other stuff, or do you agree with me and the analysis that I have right here? Let me know in the comments down below. This is UG. Make sure you guys follow the Twitch if you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys will leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more DBL content. And peace out, boys. Have a good day.